Bitcoin, please go to moon. Stop going sideways now. Don't ever say we going down to 1K, but Mr. Novogratz say we have bottomed out. Novogratz is bullish. Bottomed out. Don't ever rise is bearish.
Bearish target 13 times though.
Novogratz is bullish.
Bitcoin could be at 40,000.
Let us go to moon.
Yo, welcome everyone to today's cryptocurrency price prediction and technical analysis live stream. Bitcoin is right now, for the past few days, still trading at approximately 78,000 US dollars. We got a beautiful push towards the upside after hitting the golden Fibonacci ratio at approximately 75,600 US dollars, and ideally in the upcoming days we will continue higher. We will take the liquidity above the recent high, and then you should really get ready for a potential major rejection back towards downside. On today's crypto live stream, I really do have a lot of different things ready for you because we are really going to do an in-depth technical analysis on Bitcoin. I really want to talk about a potential brand new pattern being formed where we are at the moment. I'm going to show you how you can potentially trade it. I'm going to also show you what are the exact targets, but also today I'm going to go on the 12-hourly time frame to talk about not only one, not two, but three very interesting bullish indications why ideally we are still right now looking for another push towards the upside. With it being said, I really do hope everyone today is having an amazing day, and hopefully today's crypto live stream is going to make your day maybe just a little bit better. I skipped my favorite TV show for this. Welcome man to the live stream, and of course I really do hope everyone right now is going to enjoy it. With it being said, let's go straight into the charts. Let's talk about what can potentially right now happen next with Bitcoin. And yeah, first things first. You can see that our rising wedge pattern played out beautifully. We talked about that Bitcoin right here probably finished the first impulse right here. We got a correction, another impulse, another correction, another push towards the upside. I was being completely transparent with you, where I said to you, I'm going to look to fire a short or a sell position exactly right here at this specific area. But unfortunately, this entire last push up, the fifth elite wave, happened in the middle of the night. I did not have anything preset in terms of the limit orders above the recent high. Also, I did not have an alert set right here, and simply Bitcoin took the liquidity above the high and got a major push down without me. Of course, I really hope some of you at least were able to catch this entire short position, this entire rotation back down. Unfortunately, I was not one of you because, again, it was happening literally right here at 3 a.m. my specific time. Bitcoin took the liquidity. Right here we got an insane rejection back towards downside, finishing the fifth elite wave of the entire rising wedge pattern. But the thing is, at least when we go right now with our rising wedge, the target of the wedge right here was hit beautifully. I was saying in my previous videos that I was uploading throughout the weekend and also throughout the week, I would say. We were talking about the first target being the golden Fibonacci ratio, and then the second target being the start of our rising wedge pattern at approximately 73,600 US dollars. Bitcoin did not hit, or still at least right now hasn't really hit the bottom of the triangle right here, but nevertheless, at least we hit our golden Fibonacci ratio almost exactly. Unfortunately, I did not take a short position right here, but I did take a long position exactly at this specific golden Fibonacci ratio. Of course, if you are in my free VIP Discord server, you know exactly about what scenario I'm talking about right now. Bitcoin right here hit the diagonal area of support, we hit the golden Fibonacci ratio, and simply we looked to fire another long trade. This specific trade, yeah, right now it is being in an even bigger profit. And of course, if Bitcoin right here, right now does continue higher, I'm sure my long trade on Bitcoin, long trade on Ethereum, and also on XRP are going to be in an even bigger profit. Perfectly hit the golden Fibonacci ratio. I wouldn't really say it to the exact dollar accuracy, but nevertheless, we hit the gold pocket right here. We also tested our major trend line area of support, where we connect the all-time high with the lower high right here. It was some kind of a bullish retest, golden Fibonacci ratio. We were still in some kind of an uptrend, and that is why Bitcoin right here got a beautiful rotation back towards the upside, towards the area where we are at the moment. And the question right now is, are we trading currently at an area of support, or are we maybe at an area of resistance? Again, I don't really want to guess. I want to look at the chart as objectively as possible and show you if currently where we are, it is an area of support or resistance where we could be looking for another long trade, maybe also another short trade. So when I turn on the high-term time frame areas of support and resistances, clearly you can right to see Bitcoin is still trading approximately at our daily level at 78,600 US dollars. So clearly it is an area of resistance. However, when we right now zoom in, let's just say on the 15-minute time frame, there is a very simple theory when it comes to our support levels, when it comes to our resistances. More times we test a level, the higher the likelihood of a successful breakout. So for example, right here, we tested the level for the first time, rejection back down. Another push up towards the resistance, taking the liquidity above the high, another rejection back down. And right now with this push towards the upside, Bitcoin is retesting the daily area of resistance for the third time in a row. So if you right now look at this, right, like it really does seem like that we do have right now quite a high probability of breaking the level towards the upside and simply continuing higher. But again, if we go here higher, ideally then we are looking for another target, which I am going to show you in today's video, but then we could be looking for some kind of a rejection back towards upside. Why ideally, after we first of all get a push up right here, I am looking for some kind of a rejection back down. Now, look right now at the order flow. This right here is potentially going to show us exactly why in the upcoming days we are not looking for continuation of the uptrend towards the upside, but actually we might be looking for a rejection. Look right now at the open interest indicator in a combination with the CVD indicator in a combination with the Bitcoin price. So the open interest indicator right here, this one, is showing to us that brand new money has been coming in the market for the past few days. The entire push towards the upside right here is fueled by brand new money coming in the market, and this money right here was in a form of brand new long or buying positions. How do I know that? Look right now at the CVD indicator. This one is measuring if buying or selling pressure is coming in. If we are getting a push up, buying pressure is coming in. If we are getting a push down, selling pressure is coming in. So right now currently you can see on this entire push up, buying pressure was coming in a form of brand new money. People were longing Bitcoin, pushing the price higher. And currently, of course, if they longed, for example, right here, if they longed right here, they are right now, of course, being in a very slight profit, but nevertheless, let's see if potentially we right now go higher. Those people that entered a long position are going to be in an even bigger profit, but probably, of course, a lot of them are not going to take the profits off the table, and only then we might be looking right here for a rejection towards downside. People are right now longing on the move towards the upside, so what could potentially go wrong? Ideally, we are going to wreck literally every single long position that got involved somewhere in the middle. Personally, as I said before to you, I did fire a long or a buy trade approximately at this specific area. Actually, I can look right here at this specific post. My entry price is approximately 75,000 US dollars. So it is going to be, yeah, pretty much almost exactly at the bottom right here. I did fire a long trade on Bitcoin. And yeah, I mean, of course, if we get right here a bigger rejection back down, I'm also going to get stopped out of my long trade right here. But nevertheless, people that entered a long trade somewhere in the middle, if right now in the upcoming days we do get a major push down, probably they are going to get wrecked. So first of all, ideally, we get them even more excited. Let's see if we get right here another push towards the upside, and only then wrecked and liquidate as much people from the entire cryptocurrency market. Later in the video, I still want to talk about the liquidation heat map right here, because if we go higher, not only we are going to liquidate short positions, but then if we get a rejection back down, those long trades right here are definitely going to get wrecked. Now also, one could right now say to me, bro, look right now on the 30-minute time frame, because clearly Bitcoin might even be forming already some kind of a bearish pattern. What we can right now say, left shoulder was formed right here on Bitcoin, head right here, and currently we might be forming some kind of the right shoulder. So one could right now say to me, bro, clearly Bitcoin is right now not looking bullish. We are trading at the area of resistance. We are being right now exactly at the daily level. And also on top of that, we are forming some kind of a head and shoulders pattern. If you right now ask me, bro, would you fire a short or a long position where we are currently? Because it's an area of resistance, of course, I would much rather look to fire another short or a sell trade. Also because if you go right here from the high back towards the low, we are also trading at a local golden Fibonacci ratio. So no way I would go right here with another long or a buy trade. And also right now, if potentially Bitcoin does get another push down, we actually confirm our head and shoulders pattern. In this scenario, what is then going to be the lower target? We go from our head right here, we go towards the neckline, and in this scenario we are going to look for the price target of approximately $76,800 US. Now I am going to show you another level that it is coming in approximately this specific zone. So what we can right now do, we go with Fibonacci from the low right here back towards the high. Golden Fibonacci ratio, it is being right here slightly lower, but also right now we could go with our anchored VWAP. The anchored VWAP from this specific low, it is coming in at approximately the price target of the head and shoulders pattern. But also right now, if you have been watching my videos, my live streams for the past few weeks, let's just say, you probably know that I am not really the biggest fan of patterns. I usually don't go with a short trade when the pattern is breaking down. I also don't go with a long position once potentially some kind of a triangle is breaking towards the upside. Usually, I simply like to buy low and try to sell high. So that is why no way I'm going to look to fire a short or a sell position approximately at this specific area if Bitcoin right now it is going to get right here another push down. And I'm going to say to you like this. If you're actually interested going with a short trade, going with the one where we are right now, it is, in my opinion, much better versus going with a short position on the potential break towards downside. However, I still do think that going with a short position right here, it is still going to be slightly more risky. And ideally, first of all, Bitcoin does right here get another push towards the upside before we can then actually enter a very high probability short or a sell trade. And probably right now you're wondering why we might be expecting higher in the upcoming hours. Look right now, I'm going to go with the MACD indicator, I'm going to go with the RSI indicator, and also money flow indicator on the 12-hourly time frame. Let me go again with the money flow here. Let me remove the high-term time frame levels, and what are you right now going to see? All of those indicators on the 12-hourly time frame are being slightly more bullish. Higher low has been forming on Bitcoin right here, bouncing exactly at our golden Fibonacci ratio. But right now, look at the MACD. Lower low on the MACD indicator, lower low on the RSI indicator, and also lower low on the money flow indicator. All of those three indicators on the 12-hourly time frame are forming a hidden bullish divergence. What does it mean? continuation of the uptrend is slightly more likely. And yes, right now, no, we are not in a downtrend. Even on the 12-hourly right here, maybe even in the upcoming hours, we are going to get a confirmation of a bullish cross right here. So then this is going to mean we are in an uptrend on the 12-hourly, 4-hourly, 2-hourly, 1-hourly, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever you're going to go with, we are in an uptrend. That is why I'm right on telling to you, no way, or I would actually say like that. Personally, I'm not as interested going with a short trade where we are as right now. Sure, the head and shoulders pattern can play out. I'm going to miss out on my short trade. Usually, I want to fire the highest probability trades. And is Bitcoin right now offering me the highest probability short trade? No, because the overall trend is still towards the upside. Many indicators are right now still forming right here a hidden bullish divergence. And also, if you look like that, our major price target at approximately 80,000, 81,000 US dollars still has not been hit. That is why ideally we continue higher, we hit our next important target, and only then we might look to fire another short or sell trade. And probably right now you might be wondering what is going to be our next very important target. So I have been talking about this target for a very long time, but nevertheless we simply go right here with our major ascending channel without the log scale. And in this scenario, the top of the channel, it is going to come in at approximately 81,100 US dollars, let's just say. Can Bitcoin get that big of a push up? I would say first level that I'm going to be aware of right here, it is still going to be the recent high, which is going to be right here at 79,500 US dollar area. But then, of course, if we do go right here higher, the next one, it is still going to be the top of our ascending channel. I do think that the top of the channel here, it is a very important level you should really be aware of, simply because look how nicely this specific channel has been respected. Right here, we are connecting the wick right here with a higher low. Also, perfectly respected higher highs on the 12-hourly time frame. And also right now, if we do get right here another push towards the upside, definitely first thing, pay attention to the liquidity level. I do think a liquidity level, it is already going to be a very important target. And then if we go slightly higher, top of our ascending channel, it is then going to be another important target. So we are talking about the area of 80 and 81,000 US dollars. If Bitcoin in the upcoming hours, in the upcoming days, in the upcoming week, it is going to get right here another push up. Now, also, I got a question about what if Bitcoin right here does not get a rejection back down at our resistance and we simply continue much higher towards the upside. What if we get right here a major breakout? In this scenario, my long trades right here are going to be definitely in a much bigger profit, but also right now, if Bitcoin does go higher, there is going to be no reaction and no rejection at our liquidity level and also at the top of our ascending channel. What is then going to be the next level you should be aware of? I'm going to be completely honest with you. We don't really have any major areas of resistances if Bitcoin does go higher. Now, one level that usually we pay attention to, it is of course the golden Fibonacci ratio. So if you go right now with the Fibonacci ratio here, with the Fibonacci retracement from the high back towards the low, the golden Fibonacci ratio, it is coming above our top of the ascending channel. If you go with the log scale, it is actually going to come in literally slightly above the recent high at the area, as we said before, 81,000 US dollars. That is right why I am telling to you, the top of the ascending channel on the without the log scale, it is going to come in at 81,000, but the golden Fibonacci ratio on the logarithmic scale, it is also going to come in at approximately 81,000. This one might even be slightly higher, 82,300 US dollars right here, but nevertheless, I would say 81,000 US dollar area, it is a very important target you should really be paying attention to if Bitcoin right here does continue higher. No way I'm going to look right here for another long or buy trade. The only trade I'm going to be right here interested in, it is going to be another short or a sell position. Also because look right now at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map. I am going to refresh the page so we do have the latest information. Let's go with the symbol. And we are going to be zooming in, first of all, on the 3-day time frame. this chart is not really going to show us anything significant, but the thing is, we still do have the biggest liquidations of Bitcoin exactly above the recent high. 79,500 US dollar area. Clearly, you can right there see approximately 100 million of short trades are going to get liquidated. But the most interesting chart, it is going to be the 2-week time frame. This one, for sure, it is not showing the biggest liquidations being below the lows. This one is showing the biggest liquidation cluster being right here on Bitcoin, slightly above the high at 79,600 US dollar area, where over 334 million of short trades are going to get wrecked. So my ideal plan on Bitcoin is very, very simple. For now, I do remain in my long positions on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, and also on XRP. If we then continue higher, I'm going to be definitely taking a lot of profits around this specific zone of resistance. Maybe and probably also actually, I'm going to fully close my long trades at this area and then also flip into the short trades. So the plan on Bitcoin is very simple. Ideally, looking for another push towards the upside. Let's see if there is going to be a reaction already at our liquidity level, because if there is going to be a swing failure pattern, a liquidity grab, we can already look for a short position right here. But then also, if there is going to be no reaction here, look for the golden Fibonacci ratio, another major level where, again, we also do have right here the top of our ascending channel when we do not use the logarithmic scale. Then, of course, we are looking right here for another quite a significant rejection back down, because yeah, I mean, this entire move, as I was also saying, I think a few days ago already, if you go right now with the volume indicator, you be the judge, but it really does seem like on the daily time frame, volume right here, it is going lower and lower and lower. On the weekly time frame, even worse. Volume right here is definitely going lower and lower and lower. Also on the monthly, if you look like that, the volume is being very, very low for this entire rotation back towards the upside. That is right why I definitely do think a rejection back down on Bitcoin, it is going to happen. The question is where and when. And I do think that if we talk about where a rejection is going to happen, approximately this specific zone, after we take the liquidity above the high, maybe even we hit the top of our ascending channel, and only then we are right here looking for another rejection back down. Now, I also do think that some of you probably have a question of, can Bitcoin feel the entire CME gap when we right now zoom out, let's just say on the daily here? Because clearly it does seem like that the top of the CME gap right here, it is going to come in at approximately 84,000 US dollars. My thinking right here is very simple. A lot of people are going to look at the top of the CME gap right here, and they are probably going to think that once Bitcoin starts moving towards the upside, that Bitcoin is immediately going to feel the CME gap here. Sure, we can do it, but the thing is, lower at 81,000 US dollars, there is already going to be a bigger area of resistance. If we do feel the CME gap, there is also going to be right here, as you can see, another golden Fibonacci ratio on the CME futures chart. This golden pocket is the same one as I have right here, but the thing is, this golden Fibonacci ratio, it is coming in without the log scale, right? So sure, we can go higher towards our golden Fibonacci ratio. Sure, Bitcoin can feel the CME gap, but again, I like to trade from level to level. And for me, right now, knowing that the top of the ascending channel is going to come in already at 81,000 US dollars. Also, most people are going to look for this bigger golden Fibonacci ratio for Bitcoin to see, for Bitcoin to fully feel the CME gap. I mean, sure, we can do it, but personally, I'm already going to be looking for a short trade slightly earlier. Sure, of course, also, if we are then going to hit our bigger golden Fibonacci ratio, I get stopped out on my short trade, but nevertheless, I'm not even... I mean, what if we don't go towards the golden Fibonacci ratio? People right here are going to be, are not going to be in a short trade if they wait for a bigger golden Fibonacci ratio. Potentially right here, we hit the top of the channel, and already right here, we do get a rejection back down. I much rather get stopped out on my short trade here if Bitcoin then does go higher than, for example, to miss my entire short trade, because again, I do think a bigger rejection right here, it is going to happen sooner rather than later. One reason for that, as we said before, it is because of the volume, but the second reason is also because we still do have a lot of liquidity being exactly below the recent lows. as you probably know, because I actually showed you, I think in my yesterday's video, I showed you where we do have liquidity levels. And those liquidity levels, in my opinion, are beautiful pretty much. You can look at the historical examples where Bitcoin actually took the liquidity below the recent lows. For example, right here on the 4-hourly, actually let me go on the 12-hourly time frame, and let's right now look at this specific price action. Very similarly to what is happening right now, we were having right here in December 2025. Higher low right here, higher lows right here, higher low right here. What happened next? Bitcoin took the liquidity below all of those recent lows right here. So those liquidity levels, in my opinion, are very, very important, because if Bitcoin is not going to take the liquidity below the recent lows, it is going to be, of course, very, very, let's just say, weird. Usually, we take the liquidity not only below the recent lows, but of course also above the recent highs. And right now, zooming in on the 12-hourly, or also you can go on the 4-hourly time frame, very similar story. A lot of different liquidity levels. Right here, we have a liquidity level right here, this one, and then also right here, this one. So those liquidity levels, in my opinion, are going to get hit. The question is when, and of course also where. Are we going to get a rejection already after a liquidity grab, or simply if Bitcoin right here does go higher, hit the top of our ascending channel, then does get a push down, or simply if we are going to first fill the semi gap and then get a push down. I'm not going to guess. I'm simply going to see what the market is going to offer to us. If, for example, we do something like this, push up, close the candle below the recent low, below the recent high right here, I'm already going to then fire a short or a sell trade. Stop loss above the high. Potentially, of course, I get stopped out if we are going to continue higher, but nevertheless, then I'm going to look to re-enter my short position slightly higher. If I get also stopped out on this one, in this scenario, I'm going to look for another one at our bigger golden Fibonacci ratio, targeting, of course, all of our lower liquidity levels right here. Clearly, you can notice that the risk to reward ratio of looking for a short trade right now, approximately at this specific zone, at least in my opinion, it is being quite a good one, let's just say. So that is why I'm telling to you, the next trade I'm going to fire, it is probably not going to be a long trade, but it is going to be another short or a sell trade. Those liquidity levels right here are also perfectly aligning with the anchored VWAP when we right now go right here with the anchored VWAP and anchor it at this specific low. Clearly, you can right now notice coming in exactly below those two liquidity levels, but also going with the high term time frame levels, the daily level right here coming in approximately at this specific zone. So beautiful price targets if Bitcoin right here does get another rejection back towards some side. With it being said, I would really appreciate if you right to smash up the like button, because 1000 likes are definitely possible. Subscribe to the channel, it is completely for free. Or also, of course, you can join my free VIP Discord server using this specific link down below in the description. Let me right to look at the chat a little bit. And then also, I still want to talk about the Ehler stochastic CG oscillator on a higher term time frame. We still need to go through Ethereum, and also we need to go through XRP. But yeah, let me right to look at the chat a little bit, so I do see what you're right to saying. Bro, please spamming right here, because I really don't want to have so much emojis in the chat. Actually, let me go like this. User in a timeout. Let's go 5 minutes. Let's see. Does anyone has the link to the Discord group? Simply go down below in the description and you're going to get the link right here. So to join the group, it is completely for free. Just follow the steps that are mentioned on the welcome page. Let's see here. If we are sure about it, then why don't we take a long here and probably trail the stop loss? Nothing in the market is 100%. So no, I am not sure Bitcoin is going to get a push towards the upside. If I would be sure with 100% probability, sure, I would go with a massive long position on Bitcoin right now, and of course expecting higher. I do think there is a higher probability of right now getting still a push towards the upside, but of course you also need to ask yourself, what if we are going to do something like this? Small rejection back down and then go higher. You could still potentially enter a long trade right here, you get stopped out, overall direction was still correct, but the thing is, you need to ask yourself, at what level it is the best to fire a long trade? It is not going to be at the area of resistance. It is still going to be at the area of support. And currently, we are not at the support level. We are being at the area of resistance. And that is why looking for a long trade right here, even though overall speaking, I would like to see higher. At this area, in my opinion, it is simply not going to be the smartest idea, at least not in terms of risk to reward ratio. Can you tell us elite waves higher time frame? To be honest, I do have quite a nice elite wave count right now for Bitcoin. Overall, it is being slightly more bullish. I mean, no, I wouldn't say super bullish, but the thing is, right now, first of all, a rejection back down, and only then we might be expecting higher targets. We are not necessarily expecting already right now another lower low here. Bitcoin potentially could do something like this. We got right here an A wave, B wave right here, C wave, and only then we get a push down. But nevertheless, currently what is happening on the daily time frame, I still do see this one being some kind of a corrective structure. So it could be, for example, something like this. We got right here A, B, and C correction. And in this scenario, if this right here is an ABC, what you need to do, Fibonacci, we go from the low here to the high, back towards the low, 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension target. It is being a very important one. You could go also without the locks, with the log scale here, where you can see that the target, it is going to be slightly higher. But 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension level, if you go like this, you can see 81,000 US dollar area. And about what level we were talking about before, you go with our channel and you're going to get 81,000 US dollars. Also, what we said before, if you go with the Fibonacci from the high here back towards low, golden Fibonacci ratio on the log scale coming in where 81,000 US dollars. So I do have right here an elite wave count. Maybe tomorrow, in tomorrow's video, I could talk about slightly more about the elite waves, but for that, of course, you need to be subscribed on the channel. So I am potentially going to do it, but yeah, 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension price target for this potential ABC correction could be coming in around 81,000 US dollars. I caught up late with a live. Where do you think is upside liquidity? Upside liquidity is above the recent highs and nowhere else. So if we go right now higher, we take out this specific high right here, we are already going to take the upside liquidity, as you say. Let's see. Once we touch the resistance at 81,000, where would we go? When will we reach the 50,000 US dollar area? I do think 50k it is still on the table. But I also do think that after hitting 81,000, we are, again, I don't know exactly how low we are going to go, but I do know that I'm going to be taking the profits along the way. As I said before to you, the best target that I see right now, it is going to be the anchored VWAP. So, for example, we go towards 81,000, right? We go with a short position right here, stop loss slightly above the level. We target the liquidity level below the low or the anchored VWAP. This trade alone could give us a beautiful risk to reward ratio. And after we hit the target, then of course I'm going to see, okay, the move down looks impulsive. We might be looking for lower targets, or the move down looks corrective. This right here could still be then a bigger A, B, and then C correction. But more about this, of course, in the future. I still want to see how a move down it is going to develop. And of course, also how big of a rejection and how impulsive of a rejection Bitcoin is going to get after hitting the target of approximately 81,000 US dollars. So currently, we cannot really say, but the thing is, we are simply then going to trade from level to level. Are you Italian by chance? I am not Italian. I do live very close to Italy. I do live in Slovenia. So, no, I'm not actually Italian. Maybe my accent, it is slightly Italian, but I'm not sure why then. I have 2 Bitcoins by order at 50,000 US dollars. I do think 50k it is actually quite a nice level. Maybe slightly higher, 52,000, 53, 54, 50,000 as well, I would say. But definitely, I would say 50k area for the absolute bottom can definitely be a good level. Check the simple moving averages on daily, 50, 100, and 200. If we go right now with SMAs, let's see. I do have simple moving averages right here. If we go right now with a 50, actually 100, let's say, wait, what you said? You said, I think 200, right? 200, 150. Let's see those ones. Not sure if I should go, let's see, on the daily or check the simple moving averages on the daily, 50, 100, and 200. Let's see again. Okay, to be honest, I don't really use that much simple moving averages, but let's try to see where they are coming. This one, I mean, we still do have a bearish cross. This one here, it is coming in at 83,700. The question is, has 200 simple moving average been respected in the past? If, of course, right now we are targeting it. So here we definitely broke it slightly down. Also here we broke it down. I wouldn't really say this one is being such a nice target area. The levels that actually I do like are not going to be EMAs, but actually I really do like, if you're going to go with the exponential moving averages, we could go, for example, with 200 EMA right here. It is a beautiful one, and this one is coming in at approximately 82,000. Overall speaking, very similarly respected as the simple moving average, 200 SMA. But yeah, this one currently it is coming in slightly higher. 4 hourly, for example, also sometimes it can be beautifully respected. But again, usually when I use exponential moving averages, I do use them for defining the average trend. If the 50 and 200 EMA, if the 50 is above 200, in this scenario we are in uptrend, otherwise we are in a downtrend. But currently, of course, we are still in uptrend. 50 EMA, it is being above the 200 EMA. Let's see. No way, I'm from Trieste. Cheers to Italy. Nice. Do you think we can go way down from the current price? First I would say 80, 81,000. Then we are looking for a push down. How long have you been trading already Bitcoin? Like, I have been in the crypto market since 2017. So yeah, it is actually almost 10 years. We are currently on the 9th year. But yeah, I have been in the markets for a very long time. So at least I do hope, I do hope that at least I know something about the markets. And I mean, currently, in terms of our trades, in terms of the predictions, I would say that we are doing quite well. I mean, I know that there is a lot of different YouTubers, a lot of different people on Twitter talking about crypto, where it can go. But the thing is, I have been doing this for such a long time. I have been doing technical analysis and learning the markets, how they move, that also I got some kind of a feeling in which direction we can actually go. Of course, I don't really trade with the feeling. I usually pretty much do technical analysis, but with the technical analysis, you see that some stuff work very, very well, some stuff don't really work that well. And when you combine technical analysis with some of the indicators, with also maybe some kind of a gut feeling, if you say, but again, I don't really trade off of the feelings, you can really make some crazy predictions. And so far, as you can see right here on the channel, we have been doing very, very well in 2026. How much percentage should I keep stop loss? Stop loss, it really depends how you're trading, right? So if you trade a swing failure pattern, for example, let me right now show you an example with the recent swing failure pattern we got above the high. I would go with a short trade when you get the candle close below the recent high. So for example, you trade the liquidity grab above this high. I mean, this wick right here was a very small one above the high, but nevertheless, it was a successful liquidity grab. I would go with a short trade exactly right here. Stop loss exactly above the high. Right here, and then looking for a push down, right? So in this scenario, the stop loss would be 0.263%. I much rather place my stop loss not based on the percentage, for example, not based on 1%, 2%, 3%. I simply look at the price action and set my stop loss exactly at the high. Sure, you could potentially get stopped out here on this trade, but in this scenario, you simply re-enter a position with the exact same stop loss. Entry would be potentially right here, stop loss above the high, looking for a rejection back down. But of course, also, if you traded, I don't know, another swing failure pattern, for example, right here, you took the liquidity below the recent low, you got an entry with a candle close above the low, which means right here, stop loss below the low. In this scenario, the stop loss is 0.67%, and looking right here for another rotation back towards the upside. So I don't really have a fixed stop loss percentage where I set a stop loss. Simply look at the price action and see how the candles are looking like. Because why are those wicks very important where you set a stop loss? Because if you trade a liquidity grab, it means the liquidity was already taken, so probably your stop loss is protected. But of course, we can still get another liquidity grab of the liquidity grab, which means you get stopped out. In this scenario, you simply need to re-enter your position. Okay, let's see. I am going to visit Lake Blade. Any suggestions to visit? Currently planning for Innsbruck in Austria. Like Lake Blade, it is a beautiful, beautiful city. So I would definitely suggest you going there because it is an island in the middle of a beautiful, not ocean, a lake. Pretty much, yeah. Lake, that is why it's Lake Blade, right? So definitely 100% recommended. Okay, with that being said, let's go right now and let's see what it is right now happening with the Adler stochastic CG oscillator on the daily time frame. This one, in my opinion, it is still going to be a very important one because you can clearly see right here in the past, oversold area was hit, we got some kind of push up. Oversold here, push towards the upside. Oversold right here, getting right here also a push towards the upside. Once we are going to be overbought on the daily, which tomorrow probably we are going to also get right here another push up. Once we are in the overbought, you should really be very, very careful, especially because on the weekly right now, we are also being in the overbought area. And right now, look at this. Last time, we were in the overbought on the weekly. Let's go right now with this one. This right here was when the Adlers hit the weekly, right? Almost the exact high. Let's go right now on the daily, and you're also going to see daily indicator on the Adlers hit the overbought. Weekly also hit the overbought. What happens next? We got right here a major push down. Right now, overbought area. Daily, it is not being overbought just yet. So we still need to wait a little bit for the daily to be overbought. But then the daily is going to be overbought. The weekly, it is right now still being overbought. And that is right now why very high probability we are then, of course, looking for some kind of a rejection back towards downside. So I'm definitely right now paying a very close attention to the weekly and the daily time frame on the Adler stochastic CG oscillator because once we are going to be on both of time frames overbought, you should really be slightly more careful. Now, also, let's go right now with Ethereum because Ethereum is right now also looking very, very interesting. I also posted the chart for Ethereum. If you're going to go in the altcoins chat right here, I think yesterday, I definitely posted some very important levels right here in the altcoins chat in my free VIP Discord server for Ethereum and also for Solana. But the thing is, for Ethereum right now, the next important level you need to be aware of, it is the liquidity level right here above the recent high. Ideally, we hit the liquidity level right here and then get a rejection back down. However, I would still say, if you're going to go here on the 2-hourly, for example, I'm going to go with the daily. Let me actually remove some other levels from the chart. Let's go only with this one. We are going to go with the Fibonacci from the high back towards the low. You can see that the golden Fibonacci ratio, it is coming in almost exactly at our daily level, right? Also, if you're going to go with the volume, measuring the entire price action, the value area high, it is going to come in exactly at the daily and also exactly at the golden Fibonacci ratio. So I would say that this area, it is already going to be a very important one for Ethereum. However, ideally, as we usually say, especially because right here, we do have so much liquidity levels. For example, right here, we have the high, lower high, lower high. Liquidity, liquidity, liquidity. And also right here, we have another liquidity level. That is why, ideally, we are looking for Ethereum to go towards 2,500 US dollar area and then get a rejection back down. But if you look like that, this is then going to be 6%. For Bitcoin, for us to get, actually, I would say it is possible. I would say it is possible, especially if Bitcoin does hit 81,000. If Bitcoin does hit 81,000, that is going to be 3%. Ethereum in this scenario goes 6% towards the upside. This is going to be only 2%. So I do think we can then hit the liquidity level if Bitcoin is going to test 81,000. If we don't go towards 81,000 and we get already something like this, then Ethereum is probably going to get a rejection at our golden Fibonacci ratio, which also, if you look like that, it is already a major area of resistance. Golden Fibonacci ratio, value area high, and the daily high term time frame area of resistance. So clearly a major level, but again, ideally, after a bigger rotation back down, after a bigger move, you want to see as much liquidity taken. So if you look like that, if we go higher, liquidity here, liquidity right here, liquidity right here gets taken, and then we get a bigger rejection back down. So I do have right here an alert exactly at this specific liquidity level. I am going to set also an alert right here on this level in case we go towards the golden Fibonacci ratio. But yeah, in my opinion, the higher one is better. The question is, of course, how high Bitcoin is going to go. Are we going to get a rejection at the liquidity level already, or simply are we then going to hit the one-to-one and then go lower? But yeah, as we said before, we don't have to guess. Let's see if there is going to be a liquidity grab above the high. In this scenario, we can already look for a short trade. If we get stopped out on the first try of our short trade, then simply, of course, the next one is going to be higher at our one-to-one Fibonacci extension. So a very simple plan to follow. Let's see. Do you think there will be a down movement on 15th of May as Fed chair is changing? That's actually a very good point here with this one. But I would say that I would say like that. If Bitcoin is at 81,000 US dollars, then we are with the if Bitcoin is at 81,000 on 15th of May, I would say yes, a down move can definitely happen. But I wouldn't really say that. Sure, the news can definitely affect the price. And those global economic things can definitely accelerate the price, but I don't think they are the main reason. The main reason why a rejection happens, at least in my opinion, is because Bitcoin hit a major target. We hit the one-to-one here, we took the liquidity above the high, that is why we got a rejection back down. Sure, if we are right here having Fed meetings, FOMC, CPI data, whatever we have, it can already, of course, affect the price, but I don't trade this because you cannot really prepare if you're going to long or short. You can actually prepare if one level gets hit, you can then fire a short trade. If one support level, for example, gets hit, you can then fire another long or buy trade. But I do think it can affect the price. I don't think it is going to be the main reason why potentially we are then going to get a rejection back down. Let's see. Hi Hyper, what about altcoins? Same road, especially Bitcoin dominance is very high. To be honest, I haven't really checked Bitcoin dominance for a very long time. This one right now, it is climbing back up. This right here, it is going to be the next resistance that I do have right here marked out. But yeah, with Bitcoin dominance, like a lot of different altcoins, I would say some of them have gotten a very nice rally in 2025 and 24, but a lot of them, of course, also struggle. So with Bitcoin dominance right now, to be honest, I wouldn't really focus that much on the altcoins. I do think there is right now a lot more money to be made with trading Bitcoin, Ethereum, or pretty much I would say those higher market cap altcoins. For example, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, BNB, Solana as well, Hyperliquid as well. This one right here can offer some beautiful trades. If you're going to go on the hype chart, this one actually also has gotten quite a nice rotation back up. But yeah, I do think trading those altcoins, it is much better right now than simply buying and holding them. Especially because if Bitcoin dominance right now is rising so much up, potentially the trend here continues, we hit our resistance, and only then some kind of an altcoin season might even start. But at least right now, I wouldn't dare myself to actually say to you that altcoins are actually going to outperform Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, or Solana, let's just say. Okay, let's go right now also through XRP, because XRP can also offer us another very nice trade right here. If I remember, in my previous live stream, I did talk about some high time frame levels. Currently, XRP is trading approximately at this daily. I just want to check if we do have other daily levels that have been tapped. Okay, so we are going to do some adjustments. We do have this daily. We are going to go with this one. We are also going to modify this one right here. So those are our high term time frame levels. On the weekly, let's see. We have the weekly. Also, we are going to confirm this right here. It is going to be the weekly level for XRP. Actually, later, I need to check brand new weekly levels on Ethereum and also on Bitcoin. But yeah, let's try to see first of all on XRP here. Weekly level coming in right here. I do think it might even be... Okay, it's not the golden Fibonacci ratio. I would say for XRP, like, I do have an alert at the upper daily area of resistance. We do have an alignment with the anchored VWAP and the higher daily. But I would say like that, like for XRP, the next target I would still be aware of right here. It is going to be the weekly here. Let's see where we do have an anchored VWAP coming in slightly below the weekly. Nothing major, to be honest. Like, let's see if we measure this one. Let's see where is point of control coming in exactly at the anchored VWAP. I would say anchored VWAP aligning with the POC. It is a very similar level to Ethereum's gold pocket value area high and the daily. I do think a very similar level right here. If we then do go higher, I mean, weekly by itself, it's not really that big of a level, to be honest. Yeah, also you have right here golden pocket. I would say like this. I wouldn't go with this weekly, or I mean, of course, I would go with it, but I wouldn't really say it's a major level. I would then much rather target higher levels. For example, the upper daily here and the liquidity level here. So, I'm going to even hide this one for now. Let's actually hide all of the levels except this one. Like this, and then we have... Yeah, I would say like that. If you're right looking for the biggest levels of resistances for XRP, this one, golden Fibonacci ratio, and the anchored VWAP, with the next one being... I would probably target this one. I would go with this one because it is the liquidity level and slightly higher it is the daily level, right? So I would say this area, if, for example, we do something like this. But yeah, the first level, the golden Fibonacci ratio and the anchored VWAP, similar level as on Ethereum being this one right here. So, yeah, like... For XRP, I do think it can offer us a short position, but again, only if Bitcoin right here does get some kind of a swing failure pattern or a liquidity grab. Ideally, we of course get our one-to-one here. Ethereum also hits our liquidity level here, and then we started rejecting back down because ideally, of course, again, we are looking right here for a major liquidity sweep above all of our recent highs. Let me see if Ethereum is forming right here any brand new weekly levels. Okay, we are probably going to form a new weekly level. And this weekly, surprisingly, it is going to be exactly where we do have the daily. So let's go here with the weekly. Yeah, okay. Clearly you can see, bro. Major level, golden Fibonacci ratio, weekly, and the value area high. Bitcoin on the weekly, let's see. No, currently Bitcoin is not having any weekly levels right here. So I would say pay attention towards this area on Ethereum, pay attention to this area on XRP, and pay attention to the recent high here, first of all, on Bitcoin. If broken, then of course the next one is going to be the one-to-one Fibonacci extension at approximately 81,000 US dollars. With it being said, of course, I would appreciate if you right now smash up the like button. 1,000 likes, probably very much possible. And of course, also thank you for subscribing to the channel. Let me right now see the chat. Happy day, been as a while. Thanks for the live stream. Cheers. Thank you very much for joining, mate. I am not in any trade right now. I shall entry. Okay, we just got an alert on Ethereum. Let's see what is happening here. Wait, why was there an alert? Never mind. Not sure about this one. Let's see. I am not in any trade right now. I shall enter a buy trade or wait for 81,000. I personally wouldn't really force any trades right here, to be honest. I would ideally like to see higher, 80 or 81,000 US dollars for potential short trade. I wouldn't really force any crazy positions right now. What's your L8 waves analysis of wave down from 126,000? Is it ABC down or 5 impulsive? I do have 5 waves down. Currently, this one right here. I do have 5 waves down from the all-time high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can go with the log scale, no log scale. But yeah, this right here is my primary structure for the move down. It's a 5-wave structure, so it's not an ABC. Sure, I do see where you're coming from. ABC right here can be it, but my main count, at least, it is being a 5-wave structure straight towards downside. How much do you invest in each trade in percentage, more or less? It is usually exactly the same. And I would say like that. If you're a beginner, I wouldn't go as much as I do. So, for example, if you're a beginner, I would go with maximum 1% per trade. So that means if you have, I don't know, $1,000 to trade with, that means on a losing trade, you only lose 10 US dollars, because 1% out of 1,000, it is 10 US dollars per trade, right? So it means if you have, I don't know, 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio, it means you're going to lose $10, but you're going to win $30. So in this scenario, you're then going to make 3% per trade in a profit, or simply you're going to lose 1% per trade in a loss, right? But I would say if you're a beginner, don't go over 1%. If you know what you're doing, I would definitely say you can go up to 3, 4, maybe even 5%. Usually there is a rule to go up to 3%, but if I do see a very nice setup, Sometimes yes. To be honest, I also do risk slightly more because if the setup is so good, why not risk slightly more, right? But I wouldn't really go above 5%, to be honest. I would say if you stick from 1 to 3%, you're going to be good. So yeah. Let's see. Hi bro, how do you execute entries when you miss the reaction? If I miss the trade, I don't what is the word? I do not chase the entry. So if I miss the trade, I simply wait for another setup. For example, with this short position, I missed the setup. I'm not going to then chase the short position when Bitcoin already dumped right here. If I miss the trade, I miss the trade. I look for another setup. It is not going to be the end of the day. Of course, it was not the nicest thing to see right here because I was preparing for a short trade right here for a very long time. But then at the end, I missed the trade. But the thing is, it is what it is, right? The next trade is always going to be around the corner. And clearly you can right here see we got a long position only a few days later. Also, right now, potentially, we are going to get another short trade in the upcoming days. So the next trade is definitely always around the corner. You do not have to actually chase the trades. And also, there is a very simple quote. Let the market commit to you before you commit to the market. That simply means wait for the market to hit your level where you're interested to take the trade, and then you can enter the trade. I wouldn't really chase the market. I wouldn't chase the price. If you miss the trade, simply move to the next one. Let's see. What do you think about the funded platforms for trading? Personally, I don't use any. Maybe they are good, maybe they are not. I have gotten a lot of requests for me to promote those funded platforms, but to be honest, I haven't really accepted any of them. Maybe in the future. For now, I haven't really done enough research for me to say if they're good or not. Let's see. How do you know when to go break even? Do you look for volume? Usually, I do go break even once I hit take profit 1. You hit take profit 1, stop loss to break even, no more risk on the table, you made money on the trade. Let's look for higher targets, of course, if you're in a long trade for you to make more money, or simply you get stopped out at break even. So I do think break even after first take profit, it is already a good thing. Let's see. High hyper is the 5th wave, not the bottom. If you look like that with this one, yes, it is. And in this scenario, we might be looking right here for another push towards the upside before, in my opinion, we can still be looking for another push down. But more about that in the future. I don't want to go right now too much in the future. But yeah, looking right now at this for the 5-wave structure, it could mean, yeah, we temporarily bottomed out. I still do think overall the market bottom is not in. So in the upcoming months, I still do think potentially we can push lower. How safe is BitUnix? I have been using BitUnix right now for quite a long time. That is why I still promote it very, very regularly. And also, to be honest, they do have beautiful trading bonuses. So if you want to trade on BitUnix, click the link right here. No KYC, no VPN, major bonuses right here. And I haven't really had any problems with it. Yes, there was a time of I think this crash right here. They were offline and you cannot really access the platform because of so much demand, and the volatility was crazy. But hopefully right now they fixed everything. So I have been trusting them for quite a long time, and that is why I keep promoting them, because in my opinion it is right now currently one of the best exchanges that do not require KYC. And also, of course, again, you have beautiful bonuses. So that is why I do keep promoting BitUnix and also using it for my own trading. What's your age? I'm curious what I think. How old am I? If you can just guess right here in the chat, I'm very curious to hear what you think how old I am. What is CVD and other technical platform people see to judge if spot is buying and selling? You can go on. I mean, right here, I'm not looking at the spot data. I do know that CoinGlass, for example, where I look at the liquidations, they also do offer those data for spot buying, but I don't personally use them. 25, 30, 25, 35, 27, 35. Okay, we don't really have even one correct answer. This one is correct, 30 or younger. Okay, you're 31. I am 26 years of age. So yeah, okay. If we break above 81,000, would you change your strategy or no way? I mean, in terms of the strategy, like I go with a short trade, I get stopped out, I lose money, and then my next trade, it is going to be higher. So I wouldn't really say I'm going to change the strategy. The strategy is the same. Try to buy low, try to sell high. So I'm not changing my strategy. I said 27. But yeah, I'm 26. So yeah. Okay. Very cool. You sound like a wise 26-year-old. I mean, thank you very much, man. Okay, nice. With that being said, do we have any cool questions right here? I'm just curious. What is break even? Break even means you have your stop loss at your entry price, so you cannot lose money. For example, you go with a long trade right here. You take some profits at the liquidity level, then you set your stop loss at break even, which means you have your stop loss at your entry price, which means if the market dumps here, you don't lose any money. It's a very simple concept and very effective one. Hit the like, people, exactly as you said. How much every month I should keep in my trading account and withdraw? I would say, I mean, to be honest, ideally, at least if you have, I don't know, below $10,000 or $100,000, I would say that you keep scaling it up because the growth, it is going to be exponential, right? So that is why, I mean, of course, you still need to pay the bills with the profits or something like that. But the thing is, the profits are exponential. And that is why the more you scale, the more you're going to earn, right? Let's see. What is the left indicator in the corner? It is actually aggr.trade. It is a website. So you just type in Google aggr.trade. And you're going to get a website that shows you the biggest trades. Okay, with that being said, thank you everyone for watching today's live stream. If you enjoyed it, smash up the like button right here because 1,000 likes, for sure, they are possible. Also, thank you for subscribing to the channel. See you tomorrow, because tomorrow, of course, I'm going to create another video talking about where Bitcoin could potentially go next. And also, I'm going to show you if potentially I entered another short trade. Of course, after those levels are going to get hit. If you want, you can also join my free VIP Discord server with the link down below in the description. But with it being said, thank you for watching, everyone. Have an amazing rest of your day. See you tomorrow. And of course, peace out, everyone.
Vitalik, clapping, Vitalik, impressed, happy and clapping, Vitalik is impressed, Vitalik clapping, 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 clapping.